In this demonstration, we will be reviewing how employers and TPAs can upload a file to report wages for employees for a single quarter. A CSV file will be used in this video. Before we begin, it's important to note that all employer and employee data that you see in this video is fake and was created for the purpose of the demonstration. In the new system, employers and TPAs will have the ability to report wages by uploading a file and by entering wages manually. TPAs will also continue to have the option of SFTP or Secure File Transfer Protocol. The SFTP process will remain the same in the new system. When an employer first logs into the system, they are defaulted to the summary window, which is displayed currently. TPAs will have a list of employers they have access to displayed. Once they select the employer they want to work with, they will also see this same summary window. Today, we'll be filing quarter 4 of 2022 wages using a file upload. This process will look similar regardless of whether you're a TPA or an employer. To begin filing for this employer, we will click the View and File Wage Detail Reports hyperlink on the account panel at the bottom of the screen. After we select this hyperlink, a list of current quarters is displayed. In the middle of the list is a status column, which displays the status of the filing for each quarter. Quarter 1, 2, and 3 of 2022 all have a status of filed. However, quarter 4 of 2022 has a status of required overdue, letting us know that this particular quarter was not filed on time, but is required to be filed. The due date, which is displayed one column over, lets us know that this particular quarter needed to be filed by January 31 of 2023. For past quarters, we have the option to view or adjust the report. However, for quarter 4 of 2022, which is not yet filed, we have the option to file now. We'll select the File Now hyperlink. When we select the File Now hyperlink, the first step displays information to the employer or TPA on what they're required to input when they file wages. We've reviewed this information, so we'll select the Next button to proceed. After clicking the Next button, the next step displays options for filing. We have the option of uploading an electronic wage file, which is what we'll do today. We also have the option to populate the data from the most recently filed quarter, and then we would have to adjust the wage information. We can also enter individual wage records manually or indicate that we do not have any employment or wages to file for this quarter, indicating it's a zero filing quarter. Today, we want to upload an electronic wage file, so I'll select this option now. After selecting the option, we can click the Next button to proceed. The next step requires the employer or TPA to indicate the type of file they're uploading. The first file type we can select is an EFW2. This file type allows W-2 forms to be reported electronically. The next available file type is ICESA, which is a standard format for reporting for unemployment insurance. The final option is the standard Massachusetts CSV, which is the option we're going to select today. Once we select Standard Massachusetts CSV, 2 buttons are displayed. The first button allows us to view the file format specifications. We'll click this button now. Once that button is selected, the system displays a View File Format Specifications window where we have the option to generate a template if we don't already have one. This would create a spreadsheet for us where we could then input the wages. This window also displays information that must be included in the CSV file. For example, in column 1, the employer account number, or EAN, must be entered. If we jump down to column 3, the reporting period the wages are being filed for, so quarter 4 of 2022, must be specified. Today, we already have a template and we have entered the information correctly, so we'll click the OK button to return to the previous screen. Now we are going to begin importing our wages. To do so, we'll select the Import Your Electronic Wage File button. Once this button is selected, we have the option to choose the appropriate CSV file saved to our device. We'll go ahead and click Choose File, and I am going to select my wage report information saved to my computer. To populate all of the wage details, we'll click the OK button. After clicking the OK button, the system automatically displays all of the individual wage records in a table. If there are any issues with the information entered, a red error message will display. Right now, the error message indicates that the wage detail information entered has errors, so we know there's something that requires our attention. To edit an individual entry, we could click the edit icon, which is the pencil, or today we only want to view the entry in error, so we're going to click the Only Show Errors hyperlink. Once we click this hyperlink, the system narrows down the information displayed to only display the entry that has an issue. In order to update the entry and see what the error is, we can click the red exclamation icon, which allows us to edit the errored out row. We'll select this icon now. Once selected, the system displays the wage information entered as well as the employee information. The employee ID field is outlined in red with an exclamation mark icon. It also has an error message letting us know that this particular field is an error because the SSN is incomplete. This is a miss key, so we'll go ahead and enter the final number now. As a reminder, all of the employee and employer information you see is fake and was created for the purpose of the demonstration. We'll go ahead and click the OK button, and this will apply the change we just made. Now that we've resolved the error, there are no more errors in this particular wage file. If we click the Show All hyperlink, all of the individual entries are displayed again. At this point, we can click the Next button to proceed. It is important to note that we are currently filing wages for one individual quarter for one employer. Going forward with the new system, employers will have the ability to file multiple quarters at the same time using a method that will be reviewed in a later video. TPAs will also have the ability to file multiple quarters for multiple employers using a method that will be reviewed in another video. On this current step, we have information displayed related to the number of covered employees for each month, as well as the total gross wages and UI taxable wages reported. This particular employer does not have an EMAC rate, which is why the EMAC taxable wages field displays $0. Additional rate information is displayed in the rate section, and then the amounts due broken down by rate are displayed in the amount due section. Finally, there is a field letting us know what the total amount due is for this quarter. The final step on this particular screen is to select the certification checkbox to indicate that all information entered is true to the best of the submitter's knowledge. We'll select this checkbox now. And then the final step to complete our filing is to click the Submit button. Once we click the Submit button, a final confirmation window is displayed, indicating that this submission was a success. A summary of all of the information we just reviewed is displayed again, and if it needed to be printed or saved for records, the Printable View button can be clicked to open this information in a new window and then be printed like normal. If necessary, we could click the Pay Now button to begin making a payment for this particular quarter. Today, we will not be doing that. Payments will be reviewed in another video. This concludes the demonstration on uploading a CSV file for an individual employer for one quarter. As a reminder, there will be other options for employers and TPAs to report multiple quarters at the same time.